everynyan, this is Taberuna Taro, and just as a little warning, my allergies are acting up, so I'm a little sniffly, so I'm very sorry if I sound congested. Today we're going to be doing a Live2D cubism tutorial, so I'm going to be showing you how I personally rig, and hopefully you can use that and the shortcuts I found out to extend into your own rigging and finding things that work for you. Okay, so we're going to go first over what we're doing today. So we're going to go over layers, mesh, texture atlas, parent and children groups, grouping parameters, applying movement to parameters, combining/synthesizing parameters for fluid movement, physics x and y axes, and physics process, plus any other little things that I might have forgotten. So I made a little file, open. This is Momo-chan. We're going to open up Momo-chan. It's just a basic little chibi I made to kind of explain things. So what I do is I open it up in full scale. You can open it up in half and whatever you want, but I find that I have the most success with full scale and nothing gets condensed. So there might be a little bit of loading. Yeah, you can see it's loading everything here. I'm so sorry if you hear my mouse clicking, it's right under my microphone. So this is Momo-chan. I made her hair different colors to kind of separate everything so you could see everything. So these are our layers and I put them into little groups. I like to split up all the different hair. Oh, she doesn't have ears. That's okay. Bulb-chan. So that's her hair, front and bangs. Normally I break up the hair a lot, like with my model I do that, but I didn't do that today. We have her nose, even though you can just put that on the face, but I like animating it. Upper lip, lower lip, the mouth itself, which you can't actually see because the upper lip and lower lip are in the way. A lot of people separate the teeth and the lips, and like they separate everything. So the teeth down here, tongue, back, mouth, and I used to do that, but I only like doing the basic kind of mouth movement. So you can explore that yourself. We got the eyes, the little eyebrows, the eyelashes are all separated, iris, lower lashes. You don't have to do lower lashes, I just like lower lashes. The eye whites, and oh, there's a file here. It's not the name I want, it's the head. Now, I want to rename this, so you can do this two ways. You can, you can do this one way, I'm an idiot. So, you go to name here, and we're going to rename it to head. Sorry, I was thinking something else. So now it's named head. The body, you break up the boobs. If you don't have boobs, that's fine, just don't put the boobs. The body, I like to separate the skirt, so the bottom, but you don't have to do that. And then there's the legs. And the arms are separate, and the back of the hair. Okay, so now that we've gone through that, we're going to go through the next part, which is the mesh. Now, this got really confusing for me when I was first doing stuff. The best way to do it is to go up here to auto, and you click it, and there's deformation, little and heavy. I tend to do little. And see? So since we've selected the body, it's made a mesh for it, which is really cool. But we're going to undo that. We're going to press Control A. So that selects everything. We're going to do an auto mesh for everything. Oh, mesh is opened. This is very important to look at. So what I tend to do is I look and I say, what has disappeared? Her nose has disappeared. Where'd her nose go? And that's because it's too small for the mesh to like detect it. So we gotta undo that, so Control Z. And we're going to go and have everything selected, but we're gonna unselect her nose because that's what disappeared. So hold down Control, click the nose. Now the nose is not selected. Now we can do auto, little, and look, no mesh open. So that's great. So now we have our nose. And how are we going to get this to work? Because if you do auto, it's just going to disappear. So you go to here. This is like pretty much you make the mesh yourself. And this is something that I feel like a lot of people don't explain, so I'm really happy to be able to explain it. So we should have a little plus beside your mouse. And we're going to go click, 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 all around the nose. After that, you don't click this. Go to auto connect over here. It will make the mesh complete. And we're going to drag this down here so that it's smaller and closer to the nose, because we don't need it to be that big, because it makes editing it a pain. Okay, make the nose small. And then we click the check mark. And look, her nose has mesh now. That's awesome. Now the next step is to make a texture atlas. So what I like to do is select all. Okay, good. And then you go up here. This is how you make your texture atlas. Now what your texture atlas does is pretty much tells your program like that these are your textures for your model. So with this, since I tend to make my models big, I always go to 8,192 pixels. You can go to 4,000, but we're going to do 8,000 for this tutorial. I just like to make sure that everything is covered. Oh, what's this? I don't like that. You want to know what that is? We're going to cancel the texture atlas. Oh, it's the background. Why is the background in here? So I use Procreate to export my PSD files and draw and everything. And it always gives you a background. I don't know if Photoshop will do that, or Clip Studio Paint. But you're going to use the trash can to delete the background. Now we're going to go back to the texture atlas. You don't have to select it all, I just like doing it normally. And make the texture atlas big. And oh, there we go. Now everything is really tiny. And look, these are all our little textures. You can see the mouth, you can see the back of the hair. Now, if we export this the way it is over here with OK, it'll have everything really small. And I feel like a lot of people get trouble with this, so let's do that. So the scale it's at, we're gonna export it as the texture atlas, and I'm gonna show you what happens. It's just doing its thing. I hope everynyan is doing really well. It's nice to make a video again. I haven't been able to lately. Okay. So surprisingly, oh no, okay, so she did get a bit blurry. So a problem I tend to have is you try to make your texture atlas and sometimes the pieces get blurry and such. It's because you gotta select everything. Go to scale, it's only at 50%. So you're gonna type in 100. And look, everything's bigger again. So now it's the proper size. And you have to make sure to bring everything into this white square or else it's not going to work. You also have to make sure that nothing is overlapping or else it'll mess up your textures. Okay, so we're going to export our texture atlas. I know Momo-chan has some crazy hair, but I did it so that you could, you know, see all the different parts. The head is still named Rename Me as the model image. That's funny. Okay, so we got our texture atlas. Momo-chan's ready. So next we're going to do the parent and children groups. So the parent and children groups all live in here. They also live in here, but it's all here. Now, to make parent and children groups, you have two options. We're going to use the bangs as our example. So there's two different types. There's this one, which is a warp deformer. Now, making a warp deformer will let you warp the hair around a lot and just go crazy with it. Ooh. And this one's a rotate. I'm saying this now, so because I always tend to forget to do this and I have to retrace a lot of steps. Hold down Control and click the middle of the circle to move it. That'll move the axis on which your item rotates. Because if you do it down here, it's rotating on this axis, so it's not as realistic, I guess you could say. It's not like this is super realistic, but sorry, that might have peaked my microphone. But you understand what I mean, I hope. So what I like to do is, here, I'll explain. So with the parameters down here, sometimes you'll get a message that pops up that says you can only have 3 of the parameters on something. So let's do that actually. Yeah, maximum one object, 3 parameters are assigned to the object. So this means that your one item is assigned to 3 parameters or more, and that's not good. You don't want that. See, it's assigned to like 4. So the best thing about the parent and children relationships, the groups, is that you can go past that 3 parameter limit because of them. So what we're going to do is we're going to make the child and parent groups here. So I like to do the head. I do a group for the head. We're going to rename it head. So the head is under it. Make sure that is like that, or else it won't affect it. Everything that's under this is affected by this. So that means if, say, we put hair front left as well, we go to the head effector, and look, oh, hair front left is also affected when the head moves. This is good for when you're doing different angles on your parameters. So head, we're going to go back to head. We have a deformer, and now we're going to make a rotate. So we're going to go rename this to head rotation. And oh, it's in a weird spot again. So we're going to Control, click, go down to where the neck is. And now her head moves like this. Perfect. Thank you, Momo-chan, for the help. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go to the body. The body is down here. We're going to give the body a warp deformer. It's already named, so that's perfect. Thank you. And a rotation. We're going to rotate the body at the hips, so it moves like this. As you can see, I made a bit of a longer neck, so that when she moves around, you can see the neck still. Okay, so what I like to do is I like to group everything under what it should be. So we're going to put the head underneath body, because then when you move your body, when you rotate your body, the head moves along with it. I hope this is making sense. So now it's time to put the hair and everything in. So the hair goes with the head, so it's going to go under head rotation. Hair front right is going to go under head rotation. Bangs is going to go under head rotation. Nose is going to go under head rotation. And then all the parts of the mouth, the upper lip, the lower lip, and the mouth are going to go under head rotation. Eyebrow, head rotation, right eyebrow, head rotation. So if you accidentally do that, what I just did is I accidentally put it under the head warper instead of the head rotation, which means that it'll be affected by the head warper, but it won't be affected by the head rotation because it's not underneath it. So just drag it in and you're good. So right eyelash, left eyelash, right iris. I'm just gonna continue. So everything that's part of the face, just put under head rotation. Oh, we got to her titties. So that's going to go under body rotation. Skirt, it's going to go under body rotation. Legs, body rotation. Right arm, body rotation. Left arm, body rotation. And hair back, head rotation. So now you have your things grouped, and now if I do this with the body, things will react. And look, everything's all together. If we rotate the body, then everything rotates. If we go to head, we rotate the head. I'll press the head rotate. Ooh, creepy. And if we go to the deformer, the head moves and things deform. Okay, so now we're going to go to the parts that we think, oh, we'll have to use quite a lot. So if you think you're going to have to use your hair quite a lot, what I like to do is I go to the warp deformer and I add the warp deformer. And I like to do this with most of the parts that I think I'll need more than 3 parameters assigned. Meaning down here. But we're going to get to that part. So what we're going to do is we're going to, just for ease, we're going to go and give everything a warp deformer. I'm not going to worry about the mouth. Their eyes should be okay. The eyes I like to give warp deformers just in case, depending on how I make them rotate. The head already has warp deformers. We're gonna give the titty some warp deformer. Normally I get lazy with the names, but I want this to be in depth. Right arm. So there's parts where you're not going to necessarily need a warp deformer. So we're going to do rotation. So here's the right arm rotation. Right arm rotation. We're going to control click over here so it's natural movement. Left arm. Left arm's rotation. Left arm rotation. Click and control. And there you go. Make sure to do control before you click though. Okay, so now Momo-chan has some movement. And you can see that since we already placed our items in here, they do stay under here, so we don't have to keep moving everything. So the arms rotation is under the body rotation, so we don't have to worry about that not working with the parameters. Okay, now we're going to get to the parameters. We're going to talk about grouping parameters first though, because I find that really important to do first, because if you go back and try to do it, it really messes with the stuff. So down here are your parameters. There's angle X, Y, and Z for your head. So what I like to do is I like to make a group, a folder. I name it head. And then we're going to drag angle X, angle Y, come on, get in there, angle Z into there. Now we have eyes, so we're going to rename the folder to eyes. I'll open, I'll smile. Now I'm going to get rid of some of these parameters that you're seeing after because they don't always work for me and I can't always get them to work properly. So I'm just going to show you again what I do personally. Because there's, for example, there's a setting here, a parameter, and it's IR smile. So that means your eyes kind of look the way they do when you're smiling and you like kind of squint slightly. But for some reason that sometimes messes up my blinking, so I don't bother with it anymore. Okay, but we'll get to that. So now we're at the eyebrows. The eyebrows, I get rid of a lot of these actually. Eyebrow line. But I'm just gonna show you everything for that sake. Okay, we're at the mouth. The mouth I also make very basic, like I was explaining earlier, but I'll get to that. Okay, oh, here's the body. So we're gonna do that. I realized I should have given her something that I didn't, but we can figure that out. Okay. Body. Now we're at the physics, so we're gonna name our file physics. So I'm gonna wait to explain anything involving the physics until we get there because it can get really confusing. So we're just gonna put everything in here. Okay. So now we can start on our parameters. So things kind of got a little mixed up here. We're gonna do that. Okay. So this is our parameters. This is what makes our models move. Now, we're gonna go over to the head. We're gonna go over to the warp deformer of the head, so the green square pops up. This makes it really easy to do head turning. Gonna go here to the 3 dots, 3 little P's. We're gonna add 3 keyforms. Keyforms are the positions in which the model can move to. So, right-click on the parameter you wanna set on the keyform. We're gonna drag this over and it's gonna be to the left. We're gonna make her look to the left. So we're gonna turn her head. You can make it a bit more fancy and in-depth, but we're doing just the basics here. So she turns her head and oh, and then we're gonna go to the right and we're gonna turn her head. Again, you can make this a bit more fancy than I am. But wait, is there anything you want to move when she's turning her head? Yes. We want to move the hair, and we're going to move the nose. So we're going to go to the nose. Where's the nose? There it is. We're going to go to the nose warp deformer so that we can not edit the actual nose. I'm going to do 3 keyforms. I'm going to right click. We're going to move the nose over a little bit, and then grab the red for the other side and flip it over, and now your nose is facing the other way. So now when she turns, her nose faces the other way. We're just gonna, now you can see. So we're gonna move the hair as well. So click. I want to select multiple hairs at once to easily put it on the parameter. So, click 1, Control, hold it down, click the next things you want. Now I have all 3 selected. We're going to go add 3 keyforms. And now we can move the hair. So the hair, we're going to make it goes out a little bit. You know, she's looking that way. I'm just rotating it slightly. And then her bangs. Obviously that doesn't look amazing, but we're just kind of doing basics here. And oh, I want to make the back hair move too. So I'm going to go hair back. We're going to make a warp deformer. We're going to name it back hair. We're going to add keyforms. And we're going to turn it, and there you go. So now she looks and her hair moves. Now we're going to do the same with the other side. It's best to use the rotate, so you can use the rotate to make your hair move, but I'm just doing this. Click. So you might notice that if I click on the bangs, just this one, the bangs specifically, these turn white. That means it's not registered on the keyframe. So make sure that when you're going between your actual layers and your deformers, that you stay on top of everything. This is the deformer for the bangs that we selected. This is our shortcut so that we can use more parameters. So make sure that you stay on your deformer, or if you are using this layer, just use that layer, but always watch out for the white. To see it's green again. Need to just do that. Actually, we're gonna adjust that a little bit. Make it like that. Momo-chan is looking around. You can make the hair however you want. Because, like, if, you know, it should probably actually be more like this. Okay. Now we have our Y angle. Now, an easy little trick here is when you right click on the center of your keyforms, a little menu pops up. Click select. That makes it so that it selects everything that's on this parameter. I go to this one. We're going to add the keyforms. Now everything that I've done is already registered to the keyform. Let's make her look up. So we're going to go to this, the left one. And she's going to look up. She's going to stretch her neck out. It looks kind of silly because she's so chibi, but you know, you'll get the gist of it. So now we're going to look down. Momo's looking down. Okay. Now we need to reflect everything else. So where's her nose? Nose, we're going to turn up a little bit. Oh. Did I not? Oh, right, because it's the word. So I was making a mistake. I forgot. So we're gonna go here. We're gonna. Oh, because. So sometimes it won't let you rotate because it's in the middle of these two. So don't be alarmed. It just means you have to move it to the keyform you have. Nose. And she's gonna look down. So nose down. Now her hair. And she's looking up. It's gonna kinda do that. Do that. On my model, I have all my hair separated and done properly, so it's not just kinda messy like this. She's looking up, so her hair goes up, and the back hair also goes up a little bit. And she's looking up. Now since she's looking down, actually, sorry, I'm wrong. Since she's looking up, her hair will go down. And then when she's looking down, her hair will go up. Now, it might seem excessive the way I'm doing it, but it'll affect the physics later on, which is what we want. Okay, and now the hair. She's looking down, so it's going to stretch down. She's looking down, so it's going to stretch down. She's looking down, so it's going to stretch down. Okay. Up, down, left, right, yay, start. So now we're going to synthesize our parameters. Now we have angle X and Y. You tend to do this with your X and Y parameters. So if you click this, it says link parameters. This makes it so that you have this, and you can move it all around, and it's consistent. But we need to make sure that all the corners are affected, because sometimes it doesn't link up properly. So what you do is you go to these three lines, you click synthesize corners, make sure it's X and Y, the ones you hear, they have to match, and then you have your parameters all synced up, and it goes up much better. Here's angle Z. So angle Z, we don't have to worry about merging parameters. I'm going to go back to this for just a moment, actually. So the only reason you can link these up properly is because if you remember, we selected and all of the layers match up to the keyforms. I hope I'm explaining this right. So if you just have angle X and say I use the bangs on angle X, and then I try to merge it with angle Y, but I didn't put the bangs into the angle Y keyforms, then that means I can't properly merge them together. So make sure to keep that in mind. I hope that makes sense. Okay, we're going to do angle Z. So angle Z, we're going to get the head rotation. Do 3 keyforms. This is to the left, so we're going to rotate to the left. And then we're going to rotate to the right. Now there's some things we have to also add in, such as the hair moving and the hair moving. So we're going to actually add some rotation to our hair because it'll make it so much easier to do. Control and move. Gonna get the bangs. And then we're gonna go to the back hair. Do a rotation. And then move it up to here. Okay. So now we have those. And we gotta make sure to click, click, click. And put them in the keyforms. Now click one. You can also do multiple, but we're just doing one at a time. It's okay if it kind of shows her face. Momo doesn't have ears because she's secretly a bunny, but she's hiding it. Okay. Then the back rotation. Oh. So, actually, let me show that. So, if you move the hair without the keyform in, where it's white, it's not gonna do what you want. It's gonna mess up the base of it, see? Because it moved there. So, always make sure to do your keyforms and then move your item. Do that with the other side. Oh, Momo, your head's getting silly. So if you need to, you can always just move and adjust stuff. But only when the green is showing up, or else you can have a little bit of trouble. So we're making some of these movements a little excessive on purpose. Okay, so awesome. Now we're gonna go to the eyes. Oh, angle Z is not in here. Now before we do the eyes, I just want to explain adding parameters for a moment. So if you have your parameter, let's say, we're gonna do iris left on eyeball X, just in this example. Sorry, excuse me. Why is your head tilted, silly? Come back. We're gonna do eyeball X with iris left. You can add 2 keyforms, which is just nothing to the thing. And, oh. Make sure it's all fixed. So you can add parameters in. So let's say I want my eyeball to move. Okay, so this is here now. So it moves out. But if I want to add an extra movement, I can click where I want it and add a plus here. And let's move it up here. So now it's gonna go whoop to this one first. And you can do a lot of more fluid movement with it like that. Okay. So we're gonna get rid of IR smile. Again, you can keep it, but whenever I do it, it always messes up my blinking. And IL smile. So now we're left with eyeball X, eyeball Y, IR open, and IL open. Let's do eyeball X and Y. So eyeball X and Y are your irises. We're gonna do 3 because we want it in the middle, to the left and to the right. Gonna go to the right. Eyeball iris right. So we're looking to the right. And then we're gonna go to the left. And then, woo, now she's looking. Now what I like to do with eyeball Y is we select both, we do the 3 keyforms. I like to do up as left, so you just scoot. Oops, now she's looking up. And then to look down, you know, you can do this, but that looks silly. So what I do is I scrunch the eyes up a little bit, and then I do this, and I feel like it looks like they're looking down. See? Okay, now we have to combine these. Now she looks around, and we're gonna synthesize the corners. Eyeball X, eyeball Y. Okay, perfect. Now I have to do IR open and IL open, which is the blinking. So for IR open, where's all our right stuff? Right eyelash, so that's the top. Right iris. Right lower lashes. Right eye white. We're gonna do the 2. So when you have to go to 0, and this is where we make our eye close. The eye opens on 1. So we're gonna just make her eye close. So what I do is I do this, and then I flatten this, and I make it small, so you can hide it in the eye. And then the right lower lashes, I like having as though the eyelashes are at the bottom. That seems kind of silly with her eyes. And then the right eye white, we're gonna smush and smush. So now she can open and close her eyes. If you want the lower lashes to kind of be more accurate, I guess put them here. Looks a little silly, but you don't have to have the lower lashes. Okay, now let's do the left one. So I'm gonna drag the right one to here, and make sure this is gray. Make sure the one you're selecting is selected, or else you're gonna start editing on the one prior. Left eyelash, iris left, 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 all the left. Okay, and now we're gonna do this, and we're gonna match it up. I want to turn it a little bit. I didn't make her entirely symmetrical, I just kind of doodled her because I wanted to do a tutorial, but last time I got too tired. Smush. Okay. And now we're gonna smush the eye white. Awesome. So now both her eyes open. You don't need to worry about linking these. Okay, now the eyebrows. So the eyebrows, we're gonna hide her bangs so you can see this. So the eyebrows are, I get rid of a lot of these settings. You don't have to, I just do. If you want like really accurate face tracking, go for these, but a lot of times I feel like it doesn't get registered anyway, so I get rid of everything except for brow R and LY. Sorry, that was difficult. So we have brow R, Y, so it goes up and down, and L, up and down. We're gonna find our eyebrows. There's our left eyebrow. There's our right eyebrow. We're going to do the 3 parameters. Go to the left one. Go up. Go to the right one. we go down. Go to the next one, left eyebrow. Gonna put this one up to match so we can link them up. Well, not link them, but adjust them. I think maybe I scooted that up by accident. And make it go down. There we go. I have solved the issue. Okay. Gonna go left eyebrow. Go right, left. And then match. Okay. Eyebrows, you don't have to do the matching. Okay. Now we're at the mouth. So the mouth, you break up into 3 parts. Well, I broke up into 3 parts. Got the upper lip, the lower lip, and the mouth. Upper lip looks like this. You have the skin color above it. Lower lip looks like this. You have the skin color and the opening of the mouth. And then you have the mouth itself. Oops. Oh. So like I said, a lot of people break up the teeth, the back of the mouth, and the tongue, but since we're only doing a up and down motion, we're not going to worry about that. I know how to do the lip syncing and everything, but you should follow another tutorial for that. So cheek is good for blushing. So if I had blush here, because I totally forgot, what you would do is you'd make the 2 parameters, and number 1 being the blush or the extra thing you want, so having something appear, and then you go here and you go into the cheek settings. So you double click, and this is where you can add different keyforms, and you can take away keyforms by clicking. Now, the mouth, we're going to show you what happens if you get rid of the keyform. So since there's nothing here, it disappears. But it reappears here, and you can play around with that. So for now, we're gonna get rid of cheek. And for mouth form, I don't tend to do mouth form, but I'll give a quick little explanation of how you can get started with it. Click Deform Path Edit so that you can go to the mouth. We're going to go to the upper lip, and we're going to add little keyforms here, which makes it more flexible. So when you're doing your mouth forms, you're going to want to do things like O's and everything. But, because I do on the mouth. Oh, you're going to want to go back to your mouse, that's why. And you can move the mouth as you want. Whoa. And say if we do that, then it neutralizes. So, but we're not going to worry about that. Momo-chan doesn't need that. But like I said, there's a tutorial out there about mouse shapes specifically that's really good. I can't remember her name, but she's a peach. She did a really good tutorial on it. So mouth open, we're going to do 2 keyforms because we're going to have mouth closed and mouth open as the number 1. So let's open a mouth. Move the upper lip. Gonna make sure that this is filled in. Gonna move the lower lip. Now she can talk. The mouth looks a little silly, but I just wanted to make it clear. So yeah, now her mouth opens and shuts. And what we're going to do is, before I forget, you can go into the settings here for eye blinking and lip sync, since we just finished the eyes and the mouth. And eye blinking, this means when you're in the physics menu, your model will automatically blink. We're gonna go mouth open for lip sync. I haven't had that do anything for me yet, so but I like to do it just in case. And eye blinking, IR open and IL open. So now when we're in a different menu, I'll show you, she's gonna be blinking. Now we have the body. Body, Y and X above, Z, body X. There's body warp deformer. Plus keyframes, and we're gonna turn. Remember, you can make this better, but I'm just kind of showing you turn. This way. Again, you'll make it look better. We're gonna add the boobie here. So we're doing the warp deformer just to kind of help her out a bit and make it look like she's turning a bit more. I don't think I want that, so we're not gonna do that. So we don't need the warp deformer of the titty in there. But we do, actually, so we do want our boobies to move. So if your character does have titties, just to the side of it, to the side, this will affect the physics later. So they move to the side. Okay, and do we want our hair to move? Yes, we do. So we're gonna go to the hair rotation, keyframes. Rotate the hair. So this is if you're having it all selected, you can just edit everything at once. Keyframe, hair, and then hair, front hair. Now we got some movement. I'm gonna go to body Y, but first we're gonna go here, select, click. So body Y is up and down. Up. Well, don't do it like that. Make sure they're actually looking up. And down. This is just for showing purposes. And we're gonna make the hair and everything move with it. So we got the boobie, and we go up, boobs go up, we go down, boobs go down, we go down, back hair goes, I think, did I do rotation? Yeah. That's a pain. So we're gonna go and we're gonna add the warp deformer. Add it to both. Oh. So we're gonna give the hair back another warp deformer. Because we ran out of space with the parameters. Do that. That. There we go. And now we can go back to what we're doing. So since she's looking down, her hair goes up. When she's moving up, her hair goes down. And we're gonna do that with the rest of the hair too. I think we have too many keyframes. Yeah. So we're gonna make some, I mean, I guess we can just, no, we're gonna make some more. See, everything, you can go back and you can do new things all the time. And the bangs. So now we have more warp deformers. It's gonna get a little crowded, but it's, believe me, it's really worth it to use the deformers as much as you can as a bit of a shortcut. Because it limits you if you don't. Also, I'm using the Pro version trial. You can only do a lot of this stuff in the Pro version trial. I'm almost out of days, but 40 days it was a lot of time for me to learn things. So I'm really thankful they make the trial so long. Just means I really have to finish the rest of my models. Also, sorry you can't see me moving in this video. I would have loved to have had that, but obviously can't right now. And do you remember what we have to do next? We have to combine these two. And we're gonna synthesize the corners. Oh, that's wrong. Oh, that's right. Body X and Y. Now, it moves smoother. Oh, I have body Z. So body Z is the, sorry, body Z is the body rotation. So we do this. Oh. Well, we don't really want the skirt and the legs to rotate with the body. So we're going to put them under warp deformer of body instead. So you move it from under body rotation to under warp deformer of body. And now, when we rotate the body, her skirt and her legs don't move with it. There we go. So now we're going to have to get the hair and do the hair rotation, hopefully. No, okay, so we'll have to... Actually, we can just use the hair itself. So, da-da. Rotate. Rotate. This is so we can give our hair fluid movement later on with the physics. Bang. Oops. Remember, you can always Control Z to do undo anything. See, this video is giving away where I live. It's supposed to be a secret. Taro-tan, no! Okay. Oh, did I miss the bangs? I don't think I did. That's fine. That works. It's not gonna look like that exactly when you add the physics. It's just gonna make it move like that. And I hope I can make the physics part really easy to understand, because it's a lot. It took me a long time to actually figure them out. Okay. I just want to make sure that OBS is still recording. Okay, good. Sorry, ignore that. So now we have all that. Now we have the physics part. So the physics are a little confusing. We're gonna do the breathing first. The breathing, all you have to do is go to the body and just kind of make your character look like they're breathing. Do the 1 and 2, this being neutral, and then we're gonna make her breathing. So let's just, yeah, we can do that, and we're gonna add the arms too. She moves a little bit, but we're not too focused on the breathing. So the physics you apply to the things you want to give extra special movement to. So on my model, I have the fish and the bow, and they have their own physics, so that's why they're so woo and my bow and my ribbons. But Momo-chan only has a few things. So she has her hair at the front, her side hair, and her back hair, and her boobies. So on your physics, make new parameters to match the parameters that they have here. By that I mean, so hair move front, so that's the bangs. We're gonna make a new parameter called hair move Y, front Y. And so the ranges here are how long it takes for your model to actually do the motion. So I always do 1 because I like a lot of motion in my model. So it's -1 and +1. So hair move front and hair, I wrote front Y. Now hair move side, that's the sides of the hair. So we're gonna do new parameter, hair move sides Y. The basic ones they already gave us act as our X. These ones you don't combine together, by the way. Hair move back, so that's the back. We're going to do a new parameter, hair move back Y, -1, +1. And what else do we want? We want to do her boobs. So we're going to go new parameter. We're going to go chest X, -1, +1, and now we need chest Y. So chest Y, -1, +1. So now let's start doing these. So hair move front X. Where's the bangs? Here's the bangs. So we're gonna do the 3 keyforms. And since it's on the X, this is it, going left and right. So for simplicity's sake here, I'm just gonna kind of do that. So just make it kind of look like it's moving to the left and right. Do a better job than I am. So there you go. Now up and down. So 3 keyforms. We move up and we move down. Now the side hair X. So from left and right, we're gonna do that. Add the keyforms. Make it go, oops, left, that's crazy. I gotta fix that a little bit. Okay, and then this way, to the left, to the right, or left, all right. There we go. Now we're gonna do up and down. So select them both. I like to do my hair, I like to rig all of my hairs separately, but we're just doing it like this for the tutorial. Y and then down. It's not really a tutorial, it's just me explaining how I tend to rig. So hair move back. Where's the back of the hair? Do 3. Move it to the left. I'm hungry. I want to eat something, but Tarotan has no food. Here's hair Y. Maybe I'll make a snack after this or something. Up and then down. we did the breathing, and now we're going to do the chest. So where's the chest? We got to find a layer. We're going to do another warp deformer for it, actually. Or actually, I think it should be okay. No, okay. So we're going to do a new warp deformer. Well, yeah, a new warp deformer just makes it easier. So, have a warp deformer out of the baby. Chest, we're gonna go this way. I'm gonna make it like really jiggle. So this way. This way. And remember, if you don't have a chest on your model, then you don't have to do this part, obviously. But I just wanted to include it because a lot of people do have big chests on their models. Okay. So now we get to do the fun part, which is actually applying the physics to your model. So go into modeling and go down to open physics/scene blending settings. So this is where we were before. She's automatically breathing and blinking. Her blinking goes really fast, so it looks kind of silly. So this part I had a lot of trouble with because I thought you just had to click one thing. Excuse me. Click one thing and it would do its thing. You can see her just kind of automatically moving with the set stuff we have now, but we're going to give her some actual physics. So go to add, and what we're going to do is we're going to do the hair move front, hair move front Y, hair move sides Y, hair move back Y, and the chest. So name it hair move front, so we're, move bangs, just because it's easier. X. So your input preset, it changes what the input type is here. We're going to do head since it's her hair, and we're going to do short hair. There's other things too, like the triple and double pendulum give you more movement, and these just affect how it moves. So we're going to do short. Now this is what I didn't realize you had to do. Go to output settings, add, and find hair move front. Here's your hair move front X, and now it's actually applied to it. So when she moves, her hair jiggles. Angel said not so much. But yeah. And it'll also affect the body. These show how strong it moves with it. I like to just keep it on the body and stuff because, you know, of course when she moves, her hair is gonna move. Okay, so hair move bangs Y, head input, short. Now make sure to change these to angle Y. So body Y and angle Y. Add, hair move front Y. So now, when she moves up and down, her hair moves. Now, if you want to change how much it moves, you can add a pendulum, and it'll affect it as well. We'll add that to her hair move X, because it's not moving that much. So we're going to add a pendulum, and that changes the movement quite a lot. It makes it more bouncy. Did I not do her bangs for angles then? What the heck? Very little. Yeah, well that's not a big deal. It still moves. Okay, so now we're gonna do, what's our next one? Hair move side. So the sides of the hair. Hair move side X. We're gonna do head input, and it's long hair. So we're gonna do long hair. It's X, Z, X, Z. Do hair move sides. So now when she moves, her hair moves. Now we're gonna add hair move side Y, head input, long hair. change the angle to angle Y, change the body to body Y, add, some hair move sides Y, and then, whoa, it bounces. Add hair move back, X, add input, and we're gonna actually do a double pendulum for this. Go to add, hair move back. So when, awesome. Now hair move back Y. And you just do this with everything you have in your physics, so whatever you want to do. So, like, again, I have my fish that has physics, and what I would do is a bust input and have heavy clothing. Head input. Oh, it's freezing. The only problem with Live2D is it freezes a lot for me. But it might also be because of how I have to do it. Angle Y, body Y, add, and move back Y, and now we just have the chest. So, add, chest X. We're going to do a bust input, and she has a big bust, so we're going to do big. I just wanted it to be big so you could see it. So chest X, chest X. Now when she moves, her titties jiggle. And now chest Y, or I guess we should call it booby. Bust big. Change X to Y. Add chest. Now when she moves up and down, the titties move, yay! So this is a lot of only basic movement. What I tend to do is I like to do some physics in the skirt. I'll actually show you that quickly. So let's go back to physics, because you can always go back and change things. And do new parameter, skirt, X, 1, 1, skirt Y, skirty, 1, 1, and skirt X. Where's the skirt? Add keyframes to that, keyframes to that. Skirt X will be the skirt turning this way, then turning this way. I know that looks silly, but it's just so you can see the movement. And then up. So up and down. So we're gonna go back to our physics and add that in. So add skirt X, body input. We're gonna do light clothing. Skirt X. So now when the body moves, her skirt moves. And then skirt Y. Body input. Light clothing. Change this to body Y. Add skirt Y. So now when she moves up and down, her skirt moves up and down. Now there's a lot of different things you can do. You can add extra parameters to the physics that you're picking, and things can be affected and everything, but I haven't explored that too much. If you press play up here, your model's going to look a little silly, since it's just random movement. Now when they're actually tracking your movement, it'll look so much better. So don't worry about how silly this might look, so long as your blinking works and everything. Okay. So now we're all done. We're gonna save. Oh, you should be saving through the whole thing. You can save it as a CMO3 file. Save. Now we have that. And you're gonna export it. So Oh. Wait, no, I'm silly. Okay, so we're gonna export it. Make sure it's for early cubism, because some files don't work with other programs. So sometimes if you try to do 4.0, even though it's running on 4.0 here, you can change it as well. But it doesn't work with some programs. So we're gonna go okay. I'm gonna let it export. And once it's exported, you have your model, and you can put it into whatever program you want. And yeah. And I think that's everything. She's just gonna save, and then we'll have a Momo-chan, and maybe I'll play around with her at some point. But now I have to get back to doing my models and making my models. Just gonna let it save, because I kind of want to show you how. I'll show you a sneak peek actually of one of Taro's, so one of my models, and one of Taro Tom's alternate outfits. It takes a while to save. Okay, so it's saved. Awesome. Now we're gonna open. Just ignore this. This isn't my stuff. So I just finished this one last night. And I just want to show you how silly it can look when you have a model in the physics menu. Oh, there I am. It's me. Okay. So you can see that I did all the hairs individually, so they all have their own X and Y axes, all the different parts. My fish, my tail, my cat ears. So we're gonna go to open settings, and see, here I am. Just ignore my feet. I'm wearing leggings. So yeah, look how silly it can look. But I promise you that it'll look great. And I'm gonna go sneak. And look, even Taro has. Okay, so that's all for today. Thank you so much for watching, and I really hope this tutorial was good. Yeah, have an amazing day, and I hope to make videos and stream again soon. Bye! Bye, everynyan!